Hello, everyone, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to attend our Crelate webinar highlighting the different integrations that we offer our Crelate customers. In this presentation, part one, we will highlight our integrations with Spark Hire, a video interviewing platform, ResumeLibrary, Job Board, and RingCentral, a VoIP provider. Now we call this one part one because we will have a part two highlighting other integrations we have, specifically Zapier, but this one will cover these main topics. I'm also joined by my colleague Ian here.
Yeah, hey guys, welcome and thanks for attending the webinar today. So we will have both a screen broadcast, which you see, and we'll be taking you through some of the topics, but as well, we'll definitely want to encourage a chat and Q&A, so you can actually ask those live on the call. And you'll notice in the RingCentral, and some of you have actually already begun to use it, a chat panel. So you can actually throw questions in there as we go. There is a Q&A section as well if you just had an individual question, but feel free to keep those coming throughout the course of the webinar so we can address as many questions as possible, and we'll also even try to broadcast some of those live on the call as we go.
Awesome. So to begin here, we will begin with ResumeLibrary. And ResumeLibrary is a job board. I know it's one of the ones that we offer with our organic feed publishing, but it's also a resume repository software. And so we now have the integration with that portion of their business. And so you guys will be able to search through their database of resumes and then bring in any resumes that are of interest to you and your business. Now, there is pricing related to that, and so you would be purchasing credits and the ability to bring in these resumes from ResumeLibrary, but you can do this directly from our platform, and we highlight here just some of the different pricing SKUs for the amount of resumes that you can pull in. And then they do primarily focus on a few industries here, so we want to highlight those industries that ResumeLibrary totes of having the most qualified resumes for. Now, if I go into a Crelate, and this is a testing environment, so some things on my end might look a little bit different than yours, but you'll be able to directly from here purchase different credits to access ResumeLibrary. So if you navigate to your settings area, you will have the option to go to external resume search. And this will be underneath subscription. And then this is where you'll be able to purchase credits. You can have that automatically recharge if your credits exceed the amount here that you're looking for. But once that is downloaded and you have purchased an amount of credits to pull in different resumes, when completing a search, and let's just do a Boolean search here, I'm looking for sales individuals, you will have the option to search through your own database here where it says Crelate or search through ResumeLibrary. Now, should you opt to search through ResumeLibrary, you'll just have to select external resumes here. And it will automatically give you the ability to search through their database and the different resumes that they have that meet this search criteria of sales. Now, over on the right-hand side, you will have the ability to filter this search down based salary, based upon location and where these resumes are located, as well as a time frame of when that resume was last updated. So maybe I'm looking for resumes that have a desired salary of $75,000 and $150,000. And I want them to all be located near Washington, D.C., but I want these resumes to be pretty recent. So I want resumes that were brought into the database or updated within the last 60 days. And you see as I put in these parameters that my search is automatically being updated for me. Now I can select any of these individuals here to view their resumes, and it's going to give me a preview of that resume. Now it does remove any confidential information until you unlock this resume, but you do get a preview of their work history, their experience, as well as on the right-hand side can see their education level, their expected salary, work experience, and other related information to this specific individual. Now on the bottom left-hand side after I select a resume, I will be notified of the remaining credits that I have. And so right now I have 24 credits. And then over to the right of that, I will have the ability to unlock this resume. Now unlocking that resume will add that resume into my database and will now make it an active resume within my system for me to consider for any of my open requisitions. So I will select unlock here, and I will be prompted after selecting unlock just to confirm that I would like to do this, and also it will notify me of the amount of credits that I will have remaining after doing so. So I will select yes here. And now it's automatically unlocking that resume, and it will bring me to that person's profile, where I can interact with that record as I would anyone else. Now, for those of you that are looking to purchase ResumeLibrary, maybe you just have additional questions on how these features work and their functionality, we will include right now in the chat a link to ResumeLibrary's support team, as they will be able to assist you guys with any questions you have regarding their platform, how their features work, as well as they do have a link on their website for you to test out some of the Boolean searches you might be interested in and the different resumes that could appear. Any questions, Ian, before we move into Spark Hire in our video interviewing platform?
There was a few questions that came through, so I'll just quickly clear it up. So yeah, ResumeLibrary, I threw a link in there to the chat, not only to their main site, but also to their support team, so if you wanted to get in contact. So they are a job board as well as a resume depository, so you can definitely take a look at their site, see what they have to offer. But they are a job board site that basically will house and store resumes on file that you can then in turn source through and grab to bring into Crelate. But that, I think, is the only question that's come through so far.
Awesome. Going into our next integration that we're featuring today, Spark Hire. This is a video interviewing platform. Most of you are probably familiar with the traditional job interview where you meet with a recruiter or hiring manager face-to-face in their office. And then gradually, a lot of these interviews are now just being conducted over the phone via a mobile device. Well, Spark Interview now allows you to save more time in your business. So on your day-to-day activities, normal business hours, you can spend more time fostering your relationships with your clients and managing other aspects of your business now that you don't have to allocate as much time completing those phone interviews. So Spark Hire is a one-way interviewing platform. So the idea of this is you can create some questions that you would like your candidates to answer. Typically, this happens in the beginning stages of your interview process, so maybe that initial interview to qualify individuals. And then you'll have the ability to send them a link for them to select that link and record their responses to the questions that you ask. Now, by them recording those responses, once that is complete, you will be sent a link with those recorded interviews that you can play back at any time, view those candidate responses, and it gives you the ability to go over those interviews at any time you would like, maybe after hours, and you don't necessarily have to allocate time during your day to do those initial interviews. Now, as you see featured here, they also have other features such as collaboration tools and branding customization. So we've been working with them for a while. They're a pretty great company. So if you guys are interested, we'll also include the contact information to their support team, and they can assist you with going over all their other tools and features, specifically the video interviewing platform. Now, if we go back to Crelate, directly within the app, you'll be able to integrate your Spark Hire account once you get activated with them and create an account with that platform. Now, if we select the 4-line icon in the top left-hand corner, you will have the option on the bottom of the screen to manage your profile and preferences. So this is the area where you can add your email connection and your profile information. Also can create some email templates if you're interested. But we also have an option of integrations here. And this is where you can add your Spark Hire integration information. You will be prompted to include your login credentials. And then after doing such, it will present you with an API key or direct you to where you can find your API key information to enter that within Spark Hire. So once Spark Hire is enabled and your login credentials are entered, if you go to any contact record in your database here, you will have the option to now have a Spark Hire icon. Now, when you select this icon, you will be prompted to send someone a video interview request. And so you will have different options here. The first one will be job, and this will allow you to link the jobs in Spark Hire so that the applicant is aware of which job they are completing a video interview for. You will then be presented with question set, and this will allow you to link the questions that have been created in Spark Hire. So those questions will be pulled in to in turn be sent to the candidate. Expires on will be the date that the candidate will have to complete this video interview by. But after the expiration, they will be no longer able to access the questions that have been created. However, you can send them a new video interview request if you would like. And then regarding enables you to make these questions regarding a job in Crelate so that the interview will not only show in Crelate, but also on the job's activity feed. And then the last section here is notes, and that just allows you to type in a personal message that can then be sent along to the candidate. So after sending that request, the data will pop in below as an activity. So I can make this regarding this job, and I can use this question set of questions, but if I had others, I can choose from there as well. I'm going to say that this one is going to expire a week from tomorrow. And if I had a nice note here, I can put that in. Maybe I want to say, hi, Amos. Here are the video interviewing questions. I would really like for them to be answered by next week. Please let me know if you have any inquiries along the way. But I can send that off. And after doing so, it is going to drop down as in my activity stream as a recent activity that I've just done. Now, if you see my different Spark Hire activities, these are all requested. Now, once someone gets that link or prompt inviting them to the video interviewing process, they will have the option to accept that invite. So you will see the option of interview status requested. Once that interview is accepted, you will have the option where it now says interview status expired or accepted or interview complete. Now, if you wanted to go and Spark Hire and view that job and the job's information, it is one click away. So this hyperlink of the Spark Hire job will take you into your portal and Spark Hire information. Or, since I have it right here, I'll pull it up, where will take you to the back end of Spark Hire where you can manage that job, the different statuses that people are at, requested or completed, or maybe accepted. It also allows you to easily view those different videos that have been completed and where people are in the process of this video interviewing process. Any questions, Ian, on this Spark Hire integration?
There were a few questions that had come through just about Spark Hire. We had answered those internally, just sent out a few links to Spark Hire's website and to Spark Hire's contact page. But that should cover it in chat. Of course, if you did still have further questions, just feel free to reach out and let me know.
Awesome. So yes, Spark Hire is a great software we partner with. They have a lot of other features that might be of interest to you. So we definitely encourage you to reach out to their support team to get additional information on all their features. The feature that we showed you here today is their video interviewing feature that does allow you to easily send out video interviewing requests and be able to keep abreast of the status of those different interview requests and where people are in the process of completing them, as well as to quickly manage those different interviews that you're getting, as well as all the jobs that you have in Spark Hire. Awesome. So now's a great time where we do want to transition into RingCentral. I know that is the long anticipated integration you guys are interested in, and we're really excited about as well. So I will pass this along to Ian, who'll be able to give you more information.
Awesome. Thanks, Brittany. So yeah, Brittany's just going to make me the host now. That way I'll be able to share my screen. And then we'll get to chatting about some of the RingCentral integration options. So Brittany here, when you have a moment, if you wouldn't mind, all right, making me the host. So I'll pull in my screen and you should now see a slide. It's basically going to discuss kind of where we're at right now and then where we're going with the RingCentral integration. Before we actually get started speaking about RingCentral, I just want to launch a poll to the audience here just to see if you guys are actually using a voice over IP. We'd just like to get a little feedback from our customer base to see, yes or no if you are, or maybe if you're interested in the future, so we can tell you a little bit more about voice over IPs. So we'll just leave this poll open just a bit longer to see if we can get some responses, and then we'll broadcast that poll. It looks like it's coming through pretty close right now. It's about 50-50, so I'm going to go ahead and end that polling and share the results. So it is, about 50-50 on the results of who is and who is not using a voice over IP. So I'm just going to stop sharing the results now. So that, just interesting information and feedback for us. We certainly want to, get the pulse of our customer base and see, again, what you guys are using. There's actually one more poll. So for those of you who are using a voice over IP who answered yes to the first question, we just would be interested in seeing what you're using. If you are already using RingCentral, if you're using 8x8 or another provider, this will just, again, help us with feedback going forward to see, if we can increase and add on other integrations in the future, or, just to get, a general feel for what you guys are using. All right, so I'm seeing some results come through. I'm just going to end that polling. It looks like it's pretty split between other 8x8 and RingCentral. So thanks again for voting. I'll just quickly share the results. Not that it's a big benefit for you. It's more selfishly some information that we just wanted to get a look at. But without further ado, I'll actually speak about RingCentral now, so where we are and then where we're going. So RingCentral is one of the largest voice over IPs out there on the market today. We're actually in a public beta right now for our integration. So this is something that we've certainly spent a lot of time building, and we have just entered into a public beta from a closed beta, and then we'll obviously be transitioning into an official product launch here in the coming months. So right now, we're just gathering some top feedback items. So for those of you not in the beta, you can certainly reach out. That'll actually be on my next slide that I'll get to in just a moment. But certainly we want you in the public beta so you can provide feedback, obviously take it through sort of the trial experience live in your product, so we can continue to build and base your feedback in order to tweak some features moving forward. Once we move into the official launch, pending here towards the end of the summer into fall, we will be coming out with some text message integration as well. So this will allow you to track not only outbound, but also inbound text messages directly within the product. So something that is not, I should note, in the public beta, but as we move out of the public beta into the official launch, again, pending right now into the early fall, we will have the text message integrations. That's something we're very excited about offering. So in addition to the click to dial and all the other feedback, we'll have the text messaging. Of course, other future ideas are on the board, call recording, some that have been noted. There's been a ton of additional, but that's one of the main reasons why we want to grab your feedback for future items that we can add to the integration. So how to get started with RingCentral and Crelate. So some of the prereqs to actually make calls from RingCentral in your Crelate account is you do need a RingCentral premium plan or higher, and then you would also need a Crelate business plan or higher. So to get involved, you can just contact our support team. We've already added a ton of people to the open beta, so just feel free to shoot us an email to support@crelate.com so we can throw you in on the beta. But again, that's RingCentral Premium or higher or Crelate Business Plan or higher. So that way we can get you set up and launched right away with the beta. So without further ado, I'm now going to pull in my Crelate instance so you can actually see my homepage. So we're just going to quickly talk about actually how to integrate. You'll even notice the extension is located right here in the bottom right-hand corner of my browser. But if I navigate to the 4-line menu, and actually we're going to go to the same place that Brittany went when she discussed the integration with Spark Hire. So we're going to manage our profile and preferences, and then we're going to actually navigate to the preferences, to the integration settings. So here we see that RingCentral, I've actually already added it. If you hadn't, you'd simply toggle this switch on and then sign in to your RingCentral account. So it's pretty easy from a setup perspective. Doing so will enable this widget that will then appear in the lower right-hand corner. So for some of the functionality, if we want to actually see this in action, I'm going to navigate to Robert's profile. We'll actually see some previous activity here. If I hover over my mouse, it's an outbound call, an inbound. So I'd be able to see all of this data and information. So it can definitely help from a reporting standpoint if you're looking to automatically track the outbound and inbound calls without having to rely on yourself and your recruiters to manually add in information to the system. So this will auto track and auto log those calls. So this can all be reported on. So you'd be able to see outbound, inbound call volume, who made the call, when the call was made. So if you're looking to run some metrics based on call volume, maybe you're looking to see how many calls end up leading to a placement, or if higher outbound calls does lead to a greater likelihood of actually reaching a placement or getting a submittal, you can definitely run those metrics through the tracking of this activity. So to actually place a call using the extension, you'll notice over to the far right-hand side, there is a phone icon here. This phone icon is also right up above towards the top of the screen. So it's really two different places to do the same thing. So either will actually work to launch that extension. But in this case, if I were to select the phone icon, you'll notice my extension automatically launches. In this case, I actually have it also routed. You can route it through your RingCentral soft phone. So you don't necessarily have to place the calls out of the extension. If you do prefer to use a soft phone, you can. It's actually just a quick setting that I'll show you guys in just a bit. But if this call is answered, so if we go ahead and answer the call, you'll notice automatically behind the scenes, I'm just going to drag this off my window, we have this outbound call. So registered here at 2:23, Ian Remington being the one that was placing the call. So if I want to go right in, I can now edit these call notes. Maybe what did we speak about? Spoke to Robert. From here, I can save and close. I can regard this just like any other activity. If I'm speaking to him about this ABC Human Resources position, maybe I'd add that as a regarding, track it as an engagement, save and close for my notes. And now maybe we'll just go ahead and end that call. So the call is no longer active, but no real other action items in that. You can come right in. I can always re-edit this note if I want to add additional details later on. I can simply select with a double click right back into the activity to add further notes and details down below. So definitely a handy tool. One other nice point of note is Robert's name is actually going to come up here. This will also interact and engage if I'm on another profile, and let's say Robert calls me. This extension, again, is going to prompt for Robert, saying that he's calling in. So even if I'm on another profile, I can go view Robert's record. right away it'll navigate me back to his profile. So it's very good for call recognition. Previously in Crelate, and what you can still do is type in the phone number up above to actually see Robert and anyone else with a similar phone number. But this will hopefully save you some steps and times, because regardless of what screen you're on, you're always going to have that extension. Even if it's minimized, it'll still give you that hyperlink to navigate right to the contact profile. So hopefully something that will save some time, add data and more analytics to your metrics, and then ultimately just allow you to be more effective in your daily activities. I'm just going to pause here for a moment just to see, Brittany, if we do have any questions so far.
Just one question that just came in. When calling out, what does it show as caller ID to the candidate?
Yep, so it'll show your RingCentral number. Good question. So with RingCentral, you can, and this depends on if you're creating a brand new phone number, you can do that. If you're migrating over, some systems, if you're on a current voice over IP and looking to transition over to RingCentral, will allow you to migrate your existing number over. So whatever number you have is the outbound dialer there. For some of the settings areas in the navigation menu, you can choose through the settings where you're calling from. So I chose the RingCentral soft phone for desktop. I could leave it right in the browser extension here, or choose from a few options of where you actually want to launch those calls from, but they will all originate directly from your phone number. Any other questions come through, Brittany?
Yes, just one question. If RingCentral is available, if this RingCentral beta is available, if you don't have RingCentral.
So the beta would be available. Granted, you would still need a RingCentral account in order to make this happen. So it wouldn't be of much use in order to get into the beta, because it does link to your direct login. So if you don't have a RingCentral account and phone number, there really wouldn't at this time be anything to take advantage of. So I'd recommend, if you're looking to try it out, we have some great support articles and videos. In fact, if you click the help icon in the lower left-hand corner here and just navigate to any of these links, or in the browser up above, if I just type in support@crelate.com, that will actually bring you right to the home page of our help section. So what this will give you the capability to do is actually navigate in and view content that we already have existing on RingCentral. So if you want to actually take a look at the feedback and some of the information videos and help articles that we have, if I just type in RingCentral here, you'll see that we have a few options on using the extension and on setting that up, so you can always take a quick peek at those.
Awesome. And just to note, this is solely for RingCentral right now. However, the poll that we asked you guys earlier is great because it gives us an idea of other possible integrations that you guys are interested in and other different VoIP integrations. So though this one is solely for RingCentral, hold tight, Skype and 8x8 users. We definitely are interested in the future incorporating later VoIPs as well. Awesome.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, Brittany. And speaking of integrations, so again, it's something we're always interested in, and continuing to expand upon the product and the horizons and features that we have now. So I'm just going to launch a quick poll just on other integrations that you all in attendance here would be interested in. So this, again, as Brittany noted, is part 1 of our integrations discussion. We'll be having part 2 coming up at the end of the month here. So I was just looking to see from the audience here of, and you can put in multiple, so don't feel like you have to be limited to just one selection. But we just wanted to take a quick poll of the crowd and of the audience to see things that you guys use every day, what would be most valuable from an integration standpoint from Crelate that would help save you time, save you money, just add a lot of cool product enhancement to Crelate. So I'm just going to leave this poll open for just a few seconds here, just so we can actually grab some of those feedback notes from you guys. So thanks for submitting this request. I'm going to now end the poll and share the results, but it looks like we had some great feedback and great interest in both Calendly, so some sort of calendar integration and invoicing, and then an electronic signature. So that's definitely very, very handy to know. So thank you guys for participating in that quick survey.
Those that did choose calendar or invoicing or electronic signature, is there a certain company that you guys have now that you think you would love for us to integrate with? If so, you can just throw that in the chat, and that's good information to make sure that when we are looking to integrate with these platforms, we're doing so to ones that you guys are interested in.
Yeah, it's a great point. So something, again, that just gives us more ammunition to bring to our development team here for the future, just to see if there is any possibility or feasibility into building some sort of integration. Again, we're just always looking and open for feedback. So to move towards the conclusion of the call, I just wanted to share in our upcoming roadmap on some bigger items that we have upcoming on the horizon. So one of which is, of course, the official RingCentral release with SMS tracking. So that's something, again, right now we have slated more towards the end of summer and or early fall. So sometime within that time frame, we'll be targeting to release that integration. But also, we'll have an email campaign capability that is also targeting here in the fall of 2019. So for the email campaign, you see that screenshot over to the right. This will ultimately allow you to build and generate email campaign lists so that I can then send emails to that list. This will additionally offer the capability to track things like open rates, click rates, those that delivered, those that unsubscribed or bounced. That way you can have all of that data available based on the campaigns you choose. So it's going to be a very unique feature. It'll actually live as its own separate tab over to the left-hand side of your screen. So this is something that is on the near future for our roadmap, just to A, allow you to keep more organized email campaigns, and then B, to actually expose analytics. So right now, there is no data or tracking for the bulk emails that you send within Crelate, but that's something that we want to change, and change in a big way, so you can actually view separate metrics based on each campaign. So if you're doing some A/B testing, you're looking to see which email generates more opens and more clicks, you can literally draft up separate campaigns, send to separate contacts, and then see which one performs better. So we're just looking to allow more integration and more data surrounding your mass mails. In addition to that, after the fall, so more towards the winter or early 2020, we'll be coming out with a client portal. So a client portal, as you'll see in the screenshots below, will actually provide a brief window of access for your clients into sort of a separate Crelate instance. So this will provide as a link that can be shared with clients. So clients can be directly affiliated with the positions, very similar to how they are right now, where you can designate a client as a hiring manager. However, this will ultimately expose more information, or give you the opportunity to expose more information in a much more segmented and organized fashion. So this will allow you to share that data of specific candidates, again, only of your choosing, with your clients so they can view different resumes, different notes and details, and then leave direct feedback for you. So this will all be organized in a dashboard fashion, just to ultimately give you more integration with your clients. So for those of you spending a lot of time right now generating status and progress reports for your clients, we're very hopeful this can save you guys tons of time with that back and forth with your clients, and ultimately just allow them through a simple link to go in and actually view the information that you've been wanting to share with them. So we're very excited about this. We've had this actually in development for quite some time. We actually broke ground on this client portal all the way back in early 2019. So this is something that's been in development for a while. We will come out with most likely a beta period of this before announcing and launching the official product release. So very excited. We hope you guys are too. As always, we like to kind of leave a little teaser at the end of our webinars here, just to kind of keep you abreast and informed about what's coming.
Awesome. And just to give you guys an update here, all of our webinars are always recorded. And so certainly after this, for all of you asking if you can access this again, the answer is yes. We will send you a recording of this video for you guys to watch it at a later date.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Brittany. So one last point that we would like to get to is for the next webinar. So right now we have a planned webinar here, again, towards the end of the month, and we're just looking for a little bit of feedback to see if this is something that you guys are using right now or could use a little bit more information about. So again, this is more just a planned webinar right now, so we're just looking to grab your feedback just to see your thoughts. So this right now is currently planned to be on Zapier and our integration with Zapier. So Zapier is a third-party platform that integrates with thousands of third-party applications. So if you guys are using Zapier, we want to know. If you're not, we want to know. Certainly for those of you looking to learn more about it, we will be getting out a webinar invitation probably towards the middle of the month for the webinar then at the end of the month. So we just wanted to see some feedback. I'm just going to go ahead and shut that poll and share the results. But that way, this is probably going to be our next topic. There's a lot of cool things you can do that you guys may not be even aware of to save manual data entry time. It's just automation and integration between systems to increase efficiency for your team and your users across the board. But yeah, thanks to all of you for attending. I will kick it off to Brittany just one last time to see if there are any final questions before we bid you guys farewell.
Yeah, no problem. People are really excited. I really appreciate everyone letting me know the different integrations that you have and ones that you would be interested in. I'm excited to let you guys know. If you are on the next webinar, Zapier integrates with a lot of the platforms I see here, Calendly and QuickBooks and different things you guys pulled in. So it is something that you guys can take advantage of and is directly related to some of your interests. So definitely stay tuned for next month's webinar, as well as if you guys remember of any or maybe want to consult with some of your different team members, you can always email other suggestions into support@crelate.com.
All right, well, thanks again for everyone in attendance here, and then have a great rest of your afternoon.